Hello, viewers. Joe here, Dr. Joe Show. Glad to be here as always, but man, it's getting cold again. It's getting cold again, and it's supposed to snow Monday, Sunday night, Monday, big snow. I am sick of this shit, man. But I am sure that all of you are too, out there smoking in the cold. Unless you're down south, which I'm jealous, God bless. But we'll get there. A couple of months, couple of weeks, couple of months, we'll get there. Today is a non-Cuban day, non-Cuban review day, and the last cigar we did was the Monte Cristo No. 2, requested by a lot of people. I'm very happy with the way the review came out. A lot of different subjects covered beside the cigar, but also a great review, I think, on the Monte 2. And today, we're going on the completely opposite end of the spectrum here. Because with the Monte 2, Cuban cigar, lack of a better word, legendary, infamous, pretty much known around the world. One of, if not the most well-known cigar in the world. And today we're going into, of course, non-Cuban territory, which makes it different right there. But we're also going all the way down to a very small but up-and-coming brand that has been receiving more and more attention on the internet, called Emilio Cigars. And this is a small boutique-style brand that comes out of actually a bigger company run by the same people. We'll talk more about that later. You will know because I know, and what I do is provide you with knowledge on everything I can about cigars. But right now, let me just talk about this one brand, basically the flagship brand, Emilio Cigars of House of Emilio, called the AF1. That's the cigar we're reviewing. And what happened was Gary Griffith, owner of Emilio Cigars and House of Emilio, contacted me and said, "Hey Joe, I've been looking at your YouTube channel. I've seen your reviews. They look really good. I see you're getting more and more subscribers. It looks like you got the attention of a handful of people, and it's growing, so that's really cool. And I have some cigars I'd like you to try." So, I love cigars. I never even heard of Emilio Cigars till that moment, you know. I've heard the AF1, which is interesting. I've heard this is why I chose this cigar, you know, out of the goodie bag I was sent. Because I have heard of it, and when I looked it up, I realized why. Because it's really on... It's on a lot of different blog sites and a lot of different review sites. And I talked to Gary on the internet, and we emailed back and forth a little bit. And I told him, "Hey, listen, I would love to get some cigars from you. You know, I just got done emailing Miami Cigar as well about the same kind of thing. But I will say to you what I said to them, and you know, don't take it the wrong way or anything, because I don't know if your cigar is good, bad, either way. I've never smoked it. But when you send me a cigar, I am going to be dead balls fucking honest about what that cigar is like. You know, I know a lot of people get sent cigars, and it makes them happy, and they get in with a company, and it's like, wow, people are noticing me, happy, happy, joy, joy, you know, I give them a good review, and then, you know, maybe they'll send me more cigars, or maybe I'll get popular, and maybe other companies will send me cigars, and I don't give a shit about any of that. See, I don't. Because the thing with me is that I know what I want to know, and I have what I want to have. I mean, I have enough cigars to smoke a different cigar every day for fucking 5 years and not run out. Literally. I mean, I've done the math. I don't need any more cigars. I love them. I'll take them and add them to the collection, but I don't need them. You know, so it's not going to make me any happier than I already am. And as far as attention goes, whatever. You like me, you don't, you don't. I really don't give a crap that way either. I prefer to be liked, just like every other human being on the planet, really, I guess. Most people. But I'm not going to bullshit. I'm not going to beat around the bush for any reason whatsoever. And I basically said in the email, you know, Gary, I'll smoke a cigar and I'd be glad to do a review, but I'm going to be very, very honest about whatever the cigar is like. So, you know, please don't be offended, don't get mad, I don't want to hear any, you know. And next thing I know, I got an email back, and he basically said I wouldn't expect it any other way. and I'll send you the cigars, and, you know, I look forward to seeing the review. So I said, that's fucking great, you know, and it brings me to the point that if you're a company out there and, you know, you send me cigars, you get in touch with me, want to send me cigars, like Gary did, you know, like Miami said they were going to, I will do a spectacular full-length review for you on the internet. Great advertising kind of point. Free of charge. I request no kind of extra cigars, money, give me this, give me that, nothing. But I'm going to be dead balls honest. However, that works in your advantage too, because people will know that not only is your cigar good, if it is good, but they will know you have fucking balls because you sent it to somebody who is not connected to any kind of company, organization, affiliated with anything. You know, all I want to do is be honest. That is how I want to attract my viewers. That is the kind of subscriber population I want. You know, that is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for 50,000 subscribers. I'd rather have 50 subscribers that want dead fucking honest information and don't want somebody who's... I don't, you know, companies can send me cigars to get ahead. That's the biggest advantage you're going to get, is that you're going to get ahead on the review list. Because I'm not going to get the cigars from you and then hold them for a year before I do a review. I'm going to try to get you up as soon as possible. But that's the only advantage you're going to get. Because the truth is, like I said, I have all these cigars, so I'm going to do reviews on different cigars from different companies regardless. Some of them probably fucking hate me for it, but too bad. Whatever. And that is that. So, since that's all out of the way, Gary sent me a really nice bag of cigars that basically represents all the different brands distributed by House of Emilio, and we'll talk a little more about what that is once we light the cigar up. So without any further ado, we have here the Emilio Cigars AF1 Toro. And there we have a nice shot of the Emilio Cigars AF1 Toro. 6-inch by 50 ring gauge. And this cigar is produced at a factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. It's a Nicaraguan cigar, by all means. It's all Nicaraguan filler. It does use, however, a San Andreas wrapper. San Andreas wrappers generally are grown in San Andreas, Mexico, San Andreas Valley. Very, very rich soil. And the wrapper leaf grown there is very thick, tough. The plants are stalk cut, which means they're cut right at the stalk and hang to dry. It has some similarities to broadleaf in a way. The thickness of the leaves, toughness of the plant makes it a great candidate for fermenting and for Maduro-style leaves. And the wrapper is very, you know, that's the special thing on the cigar. It's a San Andreas wrapper that has been slow fermented for a nice, dark wrapper. The wrapper is papery to the touch and visibly, but it does have a nice amount of oils coming out of it. And that's that. I mean, it really, for all, let's start with this. It really looks like a no-joke cigar. Okay, it's got a very simple, elegant, black gold band. All the band says is Emilio Cigars AF1. None of all this crazy, fancy shit that's been like all over the place for so long. I like fancy bands too, but there's something to me about cigars that don't really, you know, dress themselves up and boast so much. You know, I like that kind of thing. Aroma-wise, the cigar itself smells great. The wrapper has a very chocolatey aroma, and that same aroma is protruding from the foot with the filler, but there is also a lot of spice and different type of, a lot of different type of wood, woody type smells, you know, like Spanish cedar and who knows what, but it smells very woody, very spicy, you know, like cooking spices like allspice or cinnamon, and like all, it has a very, very nice aroma to it. So without further ado, why don't we cut this bad boy and see what we get. Oh yeah. Very chocolatey. Now that I've let the cigar sit out of the wrapper for a minute, out of the cellophane, you can it really separates the aroma of everything. The wrapper is very chocolatey smelling, very sweet smelling. The filler has a very typical Nicaraguan barnyard type smell. A lot of dark, if you can see the foot, you can't, but lighter, a lot of dark in the middle, which tells me there's a good amount of Ligero in this blend. So I think we're in for something a little powerful, a nice treat after so many medium-bodied Cuban cigars. I love them, but once in a while I do like to get knocked on my ass too, you know. Let's see, we're going to give it a nice little straight cut here. Just a nice little straight cut there. Cocoa. A lot of cocoa type notes. When you put your tongue against the filler, salty and sour. I like that. I like that sourness. Not bitter. Nice sour. Dark chocolate type flavor. Little prickly spice coming up all over the tongue. I like that. I like that. Nice little pre-draw right there. Let's see what this baby tastes like when she's burning. Spice. Big blast of spice. Very woody base, and a lot of spice. Nice amount of salt, not too much. Some very leathery, woody notes. And a lot of spice. So that sourness with that spice and salt, wood. Interesting. Interesting. It's an interesting sour note because it's not giving so much of that twang feeling, you know, where it curls your tongue. But on the tip of the tongue, it's just this really sour note, but it's delicious. Mixed in with the salt and the wood. Interesting. Oh, very, very, very woody. I just let a little go through my nose, and it burns like most Nicaraguan cigars do. Not terribly though. And it gives me a real like aroma of almost like a fireplace, like a fireplace type aroma, like, you know, just like that good burning wood, like. Excellent. Nice light, very strong. Very strong. Burn has to even out a bit. we'll see what happens with that. May have to give it.
All right.
So we got this cigar lit, and it's strong. I'm feeling it already, and I, puffed on it for about 3 or 4 minutes, letting it settle in and everything. The burn is evening out. Wow, I mean, it's like oils are just coming out of the wrapper. It's very shiny, just kind of caramelizing, very dark, interesting looking burn. Now, the spice is subsiding. I have some deep coffee flavors opening up toward the back of the palate. Very deep coffee flavors, espresso type. I mean, really deep. It's got just a very, very interesting. This meaty, woody, salty, type flavor. I almost want to say like this barbecue type note. Very, very good. There's no sweetness or anything. That cocoa smell from the wrapper was very sweet smelling and everything, but there's no sweetness yet in this cigar. And I'm worrying about the burn a little, the draw a little, because I'm having to puff a lot to get it to smoke. I mean, it's on, it's lit, it's hot, it's smoking, but see, I got to really like double, triple puff to get a good hit. But when I do, it's very flavorful. A little rough around the edges. Definitely, I mean, it's Nicaraguan, so it's harsh on the senses. The nose, the eyes, all that, a little in the back of the throat, a bit of a tickle kind of. But